The opposite of poverty is not wealth. The opposite of poverty is enough, as rightly said by Dr. Wes Trafford, President Emeritus of Compassion International. Some people have inherited poverty from parents, cultures and traditions, or even bad governance. On the other hand, some people are in poverty because of bad habits accumulated and inadequate financial knowledge. Now, it's one thing to be in a situation, and it's another thing to find a way to exit the situation. In this video, we'll be discussing some of the most common money habits or money mistakes that people make and how to avoid them. But before we dive in, it's important to remember that building wealth takes time and effort, and there are no shortcuts to success. If it's your first time here, this is a one-stop channel where we learn about luxury and money. I urge you to subscribe and also share your thoughts in the comment section, as we would love to hear from you. We give out gifts for the best comments. With that said, let's take a look at some of the money habits that might be keeping you poor. We're going to be following this list from number 10 to number 1. And number 10 is one that we're very familiar with, but we still don't keep it in check. You see what I did there? Do not spend beyond your means. Now, what do I mean by this? If you're making $10,000 and you're spending $10,000, you're spending beyond your means. Now, if you're making $10,000 and you're spending over $10,000, you're spending way beyond your means. Now, what do I mean by that? Because some of you might have questions. I'm making $10,000. Why can't I spend $10,000? If you're making $10,000, that's not entirely your money because you have taxes in there. Also, you have investments. You should be investing from the money you earn. And also, you should be keeping money aside for emergency. As a matter of fact, if you're spending up to 70% of your earnings, you're most likely in trouble already. Learn about money. Educate yourself. Now think about it. How did you get to this point in your life? How did you acquire all this information? How did you develop so good to be promoted at your workplace? You see, you had to learn about your career. You had to acquire information about your career in order to move to the next level. Money also works the exact same way. So if you want to move to the next level of money, you have to learn. You have to get a mentor. You have to read books about money. Watch even YouTube videos about money. If you want to learn about taxes, you have to make efforts to learn about these things. Try filing your taxes by yourself. I was working for Intuit TurboTax at some point in my life, and I realized there was something people did to acquire knowledge about taxes. They just call the customer support and basically ask you everything while they file the taxes, and your customer support, so you have to stay online with them. You can also learn the same way. It's even easier now. You can use TikTok to learn about money. You can use YouTube, Facebook, Instagram to learn about money. So yeah, be willing to educate yourself. Every information you get, it might not come as one information that is going to change your life, but the accumulation of all those tiny bits of information is what is going to change your life. Now, this is a very big one a lot of people don't consider while thinking about money, but I'm going to bring this information, so you guys should tell me what you think after you hear this one. Number 8 on the list is not planning to pay your taxes. Now, why is this important to bring up now? Everybody's obligated to pay taxes, but some people pay more taxes. It doesn't mean they enjoy better infrastructure from the government or they have special treatment. No, they just pay more taxes. Do you think that's fair? No. So there are different tools like TFSA, RRSP, depending on the country. Those are for Canadians. But if you're in US, you can find those tools also on your national website. There are different tools that can help you minimize these taxes. I mean, you don't have to evade the taxes, but you can avoid some of these taxes because there are tools that were made available to citizens and there are other people using it. So if you're not using it, it's not fair to you. So go ahead and learn how to use these tools and make sure you use them the right way. Learn about write-offs, expenses, claims, everything. You have to learn about every single thing. As a matter of fact, you don't want to pay $1 more. Failing to protect your asset could also be a very big problem. I'm sure when I say assets, a lot of you are thinking houses, land, and precious metal, and everything you've kept aside that will make you money in the future. You're not exactly wrong, but there's one asset that we all fail to protect, and that is us, our lives, our health. Is that protected? Do you have your life insurance? Let's say in a fictional world where you're unhealthy or you had an accident and you're unable to check on all these assets, do you have some kind of coverage that will take care of you throughout your lifetime? And also in a case where one dies, do you have enough for your family, your spouse, the people you love? Do you have enough for them to be able to live and sustain the lifestyles they have currently? I mean, that's the question we should all ask ourselves, unless you plan on living forever, because sometimes the debt you accumulate and the taxes you have to pay even after death can put your family in trouble. So you want to make sure all of that is covered. Anyways, let's go to number 6. So number 6 is one I have a very strong feeling that a lot of people watching this video are probably already doing, and that is investing. In the case where you're investing, I'm going to encourage you to diversify. What do I mean by this? Instead of having just your stock portfolio or having just your landed property or just your real estate, I'd advise you have a combination of all of those things. So in case one fails or one goes down, you still have something that is climbing, and that's usually a better option. Now, on the other hand, let's speak a little bit about investing in the stock market. So a lot of you, I'm sure, with the whole Warren Buffett training we have all gotten over the internet, most of us are investing in index funds now. But another thing I'm going to recommend is dollar cost averaging. Instead of putting in a lump sum to buy index funds, try to buy consistently over a period of time instead of just a one-time purchase. Now, what is that going to do for you? It's going to give you peace of mind. So you don't have to worry about the markets going up and down, because you're buying when it's up, you're buying when it's down, and it's going to average at some point. If you follow this strategy, you're going to be winning with time. Number 5 on the list is one that I'm very sure we all know about, but we are currently or probably won't still do it even after watching this video, and that is not saving. Why is this so difficult? We're not saving, not because we wouldn't like to, but it's simple. We don't have enough money to spend. So why are we even saving what we don't have? The concept I've come to find out that works for me, the way I save my money, is I have a segregated fund account where every month some amount of money just leaves my account without me even noticing. It just goes. Now, the first time you start doing that is going to be disturbing. When you have like $200, $100, $500, $1,000 leaving your account just like that. But when you start doing it more, you don't even remember anymore. It just leaves your account and goes to a certain fund. And with the structure I have, I can take this money out within a week. So if you're planning to have money put aside where you can take out in a week, I think that's a better strategy instead of leaving the money in your bank account, because I know for sure you're going to spend it. If you don't spend it, inflation is going to help you spend it because the value is going to go down. So yeah, I recommend putting something, or you can find any other tool that works for you, but just make sure the money leaves your account every month or every 2 weeks, depending on how you get paid. Number 4 on the list is one that we are also very familiar with, but we still don't do, and that is failing to budget. Now, why is this very difficult? A lot of us don't budget. We make market lists, or what I call market lists. Now, what is market list? I remember when I was younger, my mom would write a list of things to buy in the market for breakfast and dinner, and she'd give it to me and my sister. And everything included on that list will have a certain price, which means we cannot buy above or below that market price. Maybe if we can go below, good, but we cannot buy a lesser quantity than she has put in the list. Now, why is this a problem when we bring this to our normal lives? In life, you're going to find out that things change very quickly. If you bought a packet of water for $1 yesterday, today is probably like $1.20. So when you try to make a market list for your survival, you're going to find yourself scratching everything. Now, how do you budget? You budget in segments. Let's say you spend $500 for feeding every month. You have to keep $500 on the side for feeding. Don't particularly say $100 for water, $200 for this for this. No, just keep $500 and make sure you do not exceed $500 when it comes to feeding. If your house rent is $750, you keep that aside for your house rent, and that's how you budget. You budget in segment. You don't detail it out so much that it squeezes you, and no matter what you budget, you always want to give yourself a 5 to 10% gap up front to make sure even if I exceed this by 5 to 10%, I'm not going above my budget. That way you have freedom. Hopefully I've been able to explain that according to how I do it, but if you have a better way you budget, feel free to tell me in the comment section, because people have different strategies. Mine might not work for everybody, but if you have one that works for you, please tell me in the comment section. Number 3 on the list is impulse purchasing. Now, this is a very big problem, but a lot of us like to make excuses that we don't purchase on impulse, because sometimes we don't even recognize when we are doing it. The one I can think of right now is buying gas. Sometimes we just want to go places or move around in our car, but we don't consider that the gas in the car was paid for, and we just get in and do impromptu journeys and impromptu trips and end up spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gas. And on the trip, you can even stop by and buy McDonald's on your way just just to calm yourself down. All those are impulse purchases. Before you make purchases like that, you have to think, do I really need to do these things? I'm not saying don't have fun, but plan out the fun in accordance with your finances. Don't just go out and do things, you know? So avoid impulse purchases. That's number 3. Real simple, right? Before we get to number 2, I want you to share with me the things you've been doing, the strategies you've been using to manage your money and to increase your wealth. Because I also want to learn from you guys. Everything I'm saying is basically the concepts I've been trying to practice. I haven't even perfected them, but I'm trying to practice in order to attain financial freedom. So please share with me because I also want to learn from all of you. That being said, let's go to number 2. So one of the things that could be making you broke right now is you're not setting financial goals, or maybe you're not setting it the correct way. Now, setting a financial goal doesn't mean you saying this month I'm going to make $10,000. No, you're going to end up not making the $10,000 because you don't even know how you're going to go there, and in fact, you're going to be overwhelmed by your own goals. The best way to make this work for you is once you say I'm going to make $10,000 in this month, you also have to write down the things you're willing to do and the compromise in order for you to make $10,000. What do I mean by this? Let's say you want to make $10,000. Your 9-to-5 pays you $5,000. So now you have $5,000. You can also come up with a strategy. I have a car. I can rent this car out on Turo and make $1,000 every month. Now you have $6,000. You can also say, I'll start a YouTube channel that could make me $500 a month. Now you have $6,500 a month. And you can add more because there are more things you can do to reach these goals. And when you do it in this manner, you won't be overwhelmed by it. Also, like I said previously, if you have a different way or different strategy you use to make financial planning, feel free to share with us in the comment section because I also want to learn from you. That being said, let's go to number 1, which is the most important one. Not making any income. If you're not making any income, everything we've said from number 10 to number 1 is irrelevant to you, because what are you managing if you don't have any money? Now, you don't have to go work a 9-to-5 to get $100,000. Just start from somewhere. Start from the smallest bit you can acquire. You can start from the minimum wage job, or you can start a YouTube channel. You can start affiliate marketing. You can, if you have a car, you can use Turo. You can do anything, Shopify. Just start from somewhere to acquire some income. So that way you can now start managing and growing the income. I think that's the most important point in the whole 10. Let me know your thoughts on this particular subject. If there are more things you're doing in order to generate more income, like a side hustle, and you wish to share with us, please feel free to do so in the comment section so we can all learn from you, because we're trying to build a community here where we can all learn from each other. I'm not like the most financially advanced person, but I'm here speaking to you because I want you to also share with me and also educate me. That being said, is the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts on this video and also share with me what you'd like us to discuss on the next video. While you're at it, please smash that like button so more people can see the video. Smash it, smash it, smash it. And don't forget to put down your comments in the comment section. I'm really excited to see your comments. And also remember, I'll be giving out gifts for the best comments. And this is totally not to incentivize you. It's out of the goodness of my heart. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a very wonderful day. Peace.